in the winners group finals. We will be playing the grand finals. And in the upper right hand corner, spawning as our red Protoss, hailing from Team Liquid, he is... What? Okay. Game 1, he was red. Yeah. puCK. My bad. IvD Gaming's puCK. I'm sure, even DJ Wheats made that mistake before, guys. He's a really experienced caster. Come on. 6 o'clock position. Spawning as our blue Protoss, hailing from Team Liquid, he is LiquidHerO. He is up 1 point. Wins this, he takes the entire set. He goes off to face up against Jadong yet again. Then we'll see just where things go from both sides of the board. Firstly, I mean, puCK, if he really wants to get out of this group, he's gonna have to, or if he wants to advance, he's gonna have to win not just this game, but the game after that. Double checking to make sure everything's okay with XSplit and you guys in the chat. Gateway going down for both players, perfectly normal. I can't help but wonder, is there something about puCK that's a little bit shaken up about game number 1? I mean, it seems like there's a part of HerO that just doesn't make mistakes, and he just, I don't know, he made every engagement perfectly except for that one donation of his mothership core to puCK. Takes both gases, sends that one probe out. For those of you just now tuning in and think that the observing is a little bit buggy, I have to inform you that I have only 2 hands and I have 3 objects in front of me that have to be operated with 2 hands. One of them is the microphone that I'm holding in front of my mouth. And of course the other 2 would be the mouse and the keyboard. LiquidHerO is going to get a scouting advantage out of this. He's going to see where his opponent is spawning and just what he is going with, what his plans are, that kind of thing. But he's going to go in and he's going to see that this is perfectly normal coming from puCK, as you will see very shortly. Go. Sees double gas, and the cybernetics core sees 2 pylons, not 3. And puCK kind of bites the dust with his scout there. Just a little bit. Cybernetics core now going down. Second gateway as well. This could be a 3-gate forward pressure. It could also be 2-gate in the Twilight Council or even an Expo, but I'm leaning towards saying an Expo now that there's a force field or there's a sentry out. But puCK's got the same thing. Sentries, if there's one sentry, that typically means you see a Stargate or a Robo follow-up. I'm leaning a bit more towards Stargate than anything else. But let's see what else is in production from both sides before we make the calls. A little bit in the way of resources. Doesn't want to start anything just yet. All 3 pylons in the main. But puCK does not want to scout his opponent's main. In fact, if we just check the minimap right now, he hasn't scouted anything. So I think there's a part of LiquidHerO that must think this is a little bit strange. I mean, neither of the probes crossed each other. Like, there was this one little point right here where they were kind of close to hitting each other, but they didn't see each other. So there's got to be a part of puCK that maybe HerO thinks is perfectly normal, maybe HerO thinks is not so normal. Okay, so he's going to push out right now with 2 stalkers. No, he's not. He's going to stay at home. Got 2 more sentries on the way. He's got this like gut feeling in his stomach about this. You can see the Twilight Council. You can see that it's researching Blink. Chrono Boost even went down on it. Pylon going down in the background. I was almost certain that once we saw this Twilight Council, I thought, I was almost 100% certain we would see a Dark Shrine go down behind it based on the location of this pylon, but no. I was completely wrong with that line of thinking. Besides that, it's a little bit too risky. If your opponent's going for a 3-gate forward pressure versus you, or even a 2-gate forward pressure, it can be it's just fair too risky to initiate, if that makes sense. There is a Robo going down behind this, so LiquidHerO's got everything he needs in his arsenal to counter what is coming from puCK. Blink Stalkers versus Immortals? Well, yeah, it's a no-brainer. Immortals win in that situation. On top of that, LiquidHerO comes out on top by throwing down his Expo a little bit earlier than his opponent. Robo follow-up it is from puCK. It seems like just about every move that puCK needs to make, he does make, but he makes it just a little bit you know, slower than that of LiquidHerO. He's just a little bit further behind, if that makes sense. Hallucinated Phoenix does not get denied the scout on that Robo, as you can see. So right now I'm using my right hand to switch between the keyboard and the mouse whenever I can. And HerO's coming back in here. He's going to see if there's anything else he should know. And he gets a full scout on his opponent's base. He even sees... I'm pretty sure he saw the natural there, too. Yes, he did. Alright, so the Robo count, or excuse me, the Immortal count, rather, is going to continue to grow for the time being. And HerO's going to have a slight lead in his saturation, I believe. No, it's puCK. Wow, how on earth did that happen? Well, I'm stumped. I'm really stumped on this one, but HerO has less workers than his opponent, and puCK is going to maintain that slight worker lead. Not that it matters too much at this point. I mean, it's only 2 probes once you stop and think about it, but the real question is, can puCK hold or not versus HerO? And HerO is not producing any more probes. He's not supply blocked. I think he's going all in. No. What on earth is he doing right now? Okay, so he resumes making probes. Takes double casts at the natural. And this was a bit of a fiery scout, according to what I heard from F91 in the next room over. I can understand what he's saying. So, basically, he says that this is kind of a poke, if that makes sense. And I think his analysis is pretty solid there. He got an idea of just what is coming from puCK. Able to shut down that Phoenix Scout, but not before seeing the Forge. And there's basically, I want to say that's definitely what he needed to see. I think he saw, no, he didn't see that pylon. Oh, man. This could be to the demise of our IvDpuCK. Pylon's still out here. Not really doing too terribly much, but I see the point of chasing that one stalker for the moment. Okay. Immortal. 4 Immortals actually coming into the mix. Sentries, I don't know. I mean, like, these guys were made really early on, so they've been floating some energy for quite a while. The only reason why they don't have too terribly much is because they're being used mostly for hallucinated Phoenix Scouts, and they're trying to help. Basically, HerO's trying to use them to stay on top of his game. He's trying to stay in the know. And puCK is, again, doing that infamous double robo style. This is going to be fully read into, as you can see. Look at this. And the Dark Shrine is just about finished for HerO as well. Oh man, there were two stalkers, excuse me, 2 workers that were killed in the background, but what else did I miss is the real question. I don't think it's too terribly much, but there's no observer back at home for what's coming here. This could be an insta-kill from LiquidHerO onto our IvDpuCK. Game number 1 could end very quickly with maybe one of the most textbook mistakes of all time. Nice little force field there. Going to try and shield out some of the probes, but there's 2 DTs here. Just putting that on hold position will get enough kills there, but 7 workers, that's got to be painful. 8 now. That 1 DT is going to try and shy away to the side. It looks like it was misclicked for a moment there by HerO. I wouldn't call it a small mistake, but I mean... Oh my god, Nexus Cannon? Really? A blink into the main with 4 stalkers. You know, there's no end to the harass of LiquidHerO. He's getting ahead in small ways, but it's making a big difference. And that's a nice little surround, but at the same time, the stalkers, their blink is cooldown. The blink cooldown is just gone completely. puCK is getting torn limb from limb right now. This is not pretty. I have to have compassion with him. He's mining only minerals right now. He hasn't realized that he needs to put his probes on gas. Speaking of, he only now realizes it. I don't mean to say, you know... I don't mean to say that... I feel like he's fought so hard since the beginning of the day and since arriving here in Hangzhou. But it's just... I don't know what else to say. I feel like... I don't want to see him go down right now, but... And it's a little bit different, you know, sharing the same room with this guy at the hotel. But, I mean, this guy... I don't know. I don't know how else to say it. I've got compassion for the guy. He's fought a long and arduous battle. He's a little bit behind in some ways. Amazingly, he's managing to stabilize. He's trying to take a third. He's oversaturated on his main and his nat. So he wants to try and throw down that third base and just secure himself that way. Meanwhile, back at home, what we have for HerO is he's got slightly higher Colossus count. I imagine he's probably going to go for a Stargate somewhat soon. Try and get some Tempest into the mix to deal with what's coming from... well, scratch that. He's actually going to go for, it looks like, double Robo to try and deal with what's coming from puCK. That would be double Colossus production. There might be a short period of time where this is effective for puCK. We're talking about the attack range of the Colossi. Assuming they have extended Thermal Lance, they're going to have it soon, but this is something that we have to see HerO attack into very carefully. We've already seen that his mistakes are quite limited in game number 1. Even after, 45 minutes, he pulls out a victory. Extended Thermal Lance is just about done, but another round of Stalkers blinking into the main. There's no other way to say it. I feel like this is a strategy that I feel like only the Koreans can execute. They do it so well. I've seen Daisy do it before. He exchanges, what, 2 Stalkers for almost an entire mineral line? I wouldn't say almost an entire mineral line, but a very good chunk of probes. He knows how to counterplay. He's doing a good job. Doesn't make him undeserving of the win by any means. Assuming that's what's going to happen at the end of this game. But, I mean, it seems like... I said it before and I'll say it again. puCK seems to be just, 1 inch of a step behind everything that HerO does. Just a little bit behind. And now we have... just the Colossus count's going to grow to 5 very soon. In the next 60 seconds, there will be a 5th Colossus out here for LiquidHerO. The question is, does puCK catch on to that? See if he knows about that second Robo. He saw it in production, but I'm sure he'll be able to, even if he didn't click on it, I'm sure he'll be able to kind of pull together, put 2 and 2 together. That his opponent's going for double Colossus, all the same as himself. He's losing workers yet again. Blink Stalkers going into the main, and this is just salting the wounds of our IvDpuCK. He's only behind in small ways. Look at the supply for the time being. I don't think he's all that far behind, but check out the upgrades. LiquidHerO is going to have that small window of opportunity. I wouldn't say too terribly small. It's going to be more like a full 60-second window where he's going to be able to deal out so much damage onto puCK if he wanted to. Alright, realizes there's a pylon there, decides to pick it off. Perfectly normal. Another one behind that, and another one to the side of it. puCK finally establishes a 3rd base at 18 minutes into the game. Judging by the amount of minerals taken from these patches, I'd say that this has been here for at least 2 minutes in game time. And now it looks like puCK is ready to move out. He's got a higher army supply, so I think if he does this right, if he can engage in an appropriate position, he'll be in a fantastic position. Or he'll be in a fantastic late game position is what I want to say, rather. HerO actually supply blocked with that last pylon falling. He's going to throw down 4 pylons, nearly allowing him to max out. 200 max out, if you will. But the Colossus count is going to be very critical here. 6 Colossus altogether. I like the spread here from our IvDpuCK, and I think this could actually be, one of the positions that he gets a win from. I mean, HerO isn't going to attack into this, obviously, but I mean, the surround is just looking like something that'll work out in favor of puCK for the time being. But we also see the Archon count is growing right now. Excuse me. And it looks as though he's gonna... oh, man, he's gonna try and go for a surround with this. Is he really gonna... oh, man. He sees this. Okay, is he trying to go for a surround or is he trying to harass is the real question. There we go. HerO's going for it. He pulled a couple of Colossus out of position. He's just gonna go straight for the natural. Those Colossi... the Zealots are actually a little bit out of position for HerO. puCK says, whatever, free game. I'm going straight for that main army. Only a handful of Zealots managed to get into the natural here for HerO, and it still allows him to get a pretty damn good job done with harassing the mineral line. And now, wait a minute, 8 Colossi out here from HerO. He's just going to go marching into this. That's only 6 Colossus coming from Nathanias. The Time Warp going down on top of puCK's army yet again. A few of those Zealots managing to get into the front lines. Most of the Archons have evaporated from both sides. There's Immortals remaining now here for LiquidHerO. Most of the Colossi are still alive for both sides. One does fall now for HerO. puCK just microing his back inch by inch, piece by piece, but it looks like he's not going to be able to take this engagement. They're all falling apart. A 73 supply puCK has to deal with now 6 Colossi from LiquidHerO. The Mothership Core even got a kill there. That is insane. And in the background, DT is warping in. This is just going to make this incrementally more difficult for puCK to fight off. He doesn't have any detection at this location. He's making Archons. I'm sorry, I take that back. It looks like he does. He got an observer with his army. 4th base going down behind this for HerO, while puCK is on 2.5. Not even that with the economy right now. He needs a few more workers to be considered at half saturation. He's going to try and make his final stand here with only 1 Colossus. I don't think it can be done, though. There's just so much HerO here. He's pouring into the natural. Oh my god! This is not good. The Archons are falling left and right. The GG comes out from puCK. Gave it his best shot. He really did. He came so far. Wasn't enough. We have HerO advancing with a 2-0 over IvD's puCK. So